guys, welcome to another episode of Gamer Logic. I'm Mike Murtis, and today we're reviewing Digital Press's biodegradable source for video games, their collector's guide, and this is the advanced edition of it. Now the advanced edition covers a lot of the 16-bit systems as well as some 32-bit systems like 32X, 3DO, CDI, Dreamcast, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, so some 64-bit stuff as well as a plethora of other stuff. And what the collector's guide is just that. A good example here is some 32X items. They cover every game that was ever released for the 32X, and they kind of go through and talk about a brief description of the game, how rare it is, and how much you should typically pay for it. So, for example, here is WWF Raw. And according to this, it is worth about $5 if you're probably buying it from a store, or if you're going to be putting it up on eBay. And the rarity is, it's about a rarity 3 level, so it's not super common in certain areas, but it's more common than a lot of other games in, say, Spider-Man Web of Fire. They'll talk about all the different peripherals that were available for it, as well as the rumor mill, some games that were actually supposed to come out for the 32X that never did, like Dracula X. Could you imagine if Dracula X would have came out for the 32X? I think that probably would have sold the system. Of course, that was canceled, and eventually it was released for the PlayStation and Saturn. But a lot of interesting stuff, especially like with the CD-ROM games for the 32X. There weren't many of them, like Corpse Killer, Fahrenheit, Night Trap, and Slam City with Scottie Pippen. Those were enhanced CDs that were released for the 32X, but it's always interesting to find out about them and see how rare they are or how on-rare they are. Those of you who don't know who Digital Press is, Digital Press has been around for a long time. The owner runs probably one of the most famous retro video game stores in the United States, which is, of course, Digital Press. And they've had a previous book called Digital Press, Biodegradable Source for Video Games, and that was the regular edition, and that covered all the early 70s stuff as well as most of the 8-bit stuff. But it is an excellent book, being a pretty experienced collector now. I actually wish I would have picked this up a long time ago to kind of have a source to refer to when I was looking for a certain game and trying to see how valuable it was worth. And it's pretty cool. I mean, as you can see, this is a pretty damn thick book, and the rumor mill is awesome, and all the different titles that you can look up are absolutely awesome. If you are a collector of retro video games, then there is no reason that you shouldn't pick this up. It's $25, that's cheap, it's well made, it's well put together, and very, very informative. Go order it, folks. I give this a 5 out of 5. Have a good one.